9 out of 10 ecom brands that we audit don't have this flow in place and are losing thousands in the process. Now, when you think of an abandonment flow, you think of the browse abandonment, abandoned checkout, abandoned cart, but hardly anyone thinks of the site abandonment. And I'm going to show you exactly why it's so important in today's video. So, as I was saying, in most audits that we do, no brand has the site abandonment flow set up. Now, what actually is the site abandonment flow? Well, if you think of a funnel, you've got visits site, views product, adds to cart, starts checkout, completes order. The site abandonment comes right in at the top of that funnel, so views the website. Now, as I was saying here, it basically addresses those right at the top of the funnel who have shown very minimal intent by only being active on site. So they haven't looked at products or even added anything to their cart. They may have visited other pages like your FAQs or potentially a blog page, but again, this is still very low intent. So the site abandonment flow really has one main focus, and it's overcoming potential barriers that your site visitors had when they came to the website. Be it they got distracted, they didn't know where to go, they were confused, they were maybe overwhelmed. So really what the site abandonment flow is trying to do is redirect them to a page that is better suited to them, where they're likely to show more intent and potentially make an order. So, goals: capture the interest of potential customers. Without this flow, those people that are active on your site and then left, they're gone. You might have to hit them with retargeting ads, which is obviously going to cost money. So, it's wasted money. And we're going to want to encourage them to return and engage more deeply. Like I said, be it pushing them to a product page, a collection page, whatever it may be, just something that provides more info to that site visitor. And again, like I was saying here, so it really provides an opportunity to get the most out of that traffic that you're driving to your site and actually increase the chances of your customer acquisition. So, why is the site abandonment flow so important? How does it help generate more revenue? Well, like I was saying, right at the top of the funnel, we've got that site visit, then the view product, add to cart, start checkout. So the site abandonment is addressing those right at the top of the funnel. And whilst the site abandonment flow isn't necessarily the highest revenue generating flow, it's got a brilliant purpose of pushing more traffic further down the funnel and increasing the volume of traffic passing through your other high revenue generating flows. So your browse abandonments, your abandoned carts, your abandoned checkouts. Now, even though the site abandonment isn't the highest revenue generating flow, when that traffic now starts to view products or add to cart, they're going to convert in these flows, which of course, even though that revenue isn't directly attributed to the site abandonment, you just captured a sale that you otherwise wouldn't have had. And of course, again, you're saving money because you don't have to retarget them with ads. So the flow structure itself. Now we'll start with the flow filters. So we've got view product 0 times, added to cart 0 times, checkout started 0 times, all since starting this flow. Reason being is if someone does any of these actions once starting this flow, we're going to want to feed them into the relevant flow. So in the case of view product 0 times, if someone does view a product, they'll go into the browse abandonment. And that ties into the point that I said, where you're pushing more volume of traffic through these higher converting flows. We've also got placed order 0 times since starting this flow. Obviously, we want them to then enter the post-purchase. Has not been in this flow in the last 30 days. So reason why we've got this in place is if you have a smaller time window or you don't have this at all, it can feel a bit spammy. It can annoy your customers. And we obviously don't want people to, mark it as spam or unsubscribe, obviously harming the deliverability. And then this final filter down here, if applicable, is not part of your subscription. So say if you're using a platform like Recharge, you can add filters like this in place. Reason being is if someone's on a subscription, they're pretty invested in the brand. We don't want to be hitting them with these sort of emails. They need to receive relevant emails to them and their subscription experience rather than your basic flows like this. So going into the flow itself, obviously the trigger is going to be active on site. As soon as they enter this flow, create exclude as true, so we can create a segment of people with this profile property and avoid sending campaigns to them. We're going to have a 1 hour time delay, but you can test this. So anywhere from say 30 minutes to 4 hours, We tend to opt for a smaller time delay because, again, this is very low intent, so we don't want to leave it for a long period of time before we then start communicating with them, because they've likely gone on to another brand, or they're going about their day and they've just completely forgot. So the first email, this is typically what we do, is a product quiz email. Now, this is within the email, so we're not pushing them to a quiz on the website. We're doing it within the email, and I'll give you a couple of creative ways that you can do this. So in terms of email settings, smart sending off, UTM tracking on. Purpose of this email, or the goal, is to put forth products that they haven't seen yet, and maybe they read the description or the benefits of one of them, and that really aligns with their current needs, their current desires, and of course they'll then go to the product page where that will do the selling. So we're simply trying to give enough information that it sparks an interest, at which point they then click, i.e. bait the click, and go ahead and get more information on the website. Again, this ties into this point here. So enhance customer engagement. And then 3, overcome decision overwhelm. So if you're on a website and there's thousands or hundreds of SKUs, it can be very overwhelming where to start. You've got no idea. So this really whittles the decision down to 3 to 5 products. They can choose one of them, and then of course, like I said, go to that product page and make a purchase. So in terms of the angle, like I said, this is an in-email product quiz. So a couple ways that you could do this. One is have a sort of flow diagram within the email. So it asks a few questions, at which point they then go down yes and no paths, and eventually they come to a product that is best suited to them. Or alternatively, you could just get a bit playful or creative with it. So have some headers that ask these similar questions that will be in the flow diagram with some supporting text, and then say, okay, this is the product for you. So like I said, we don't want to push them to a quiz on the website, because a lot of the time people won't click through and they won't actually complete the quiz. So this just removes an extra friction point that they otherwise would have to go through. CTA, so something like shop product name or discover product name, doesn't need to be anything fancy. We need to be abundantly clear what they're doing when they click this button. Offer, not applicable. So typically we don't offer anything in the site abandonment flow. Again, this is very low intent. If they do want an incentive, then if you've got your browser abandonment flows, your abandoned checkout flows all set up correctly with splits for prospects and buyers, they should be getting an incentive in those anyways. Now, 23 hours later, now the reason we've gone for 23 plus 1, 24, we want to send the second email at roughly the same time of day that they were active on site, because obviously this is clearly the point where they're on their phone the most, or their computer, whatever it is. So we want to match that. Now, email 2 is just going to be a sort of general brands review email. Same email settings. The purpose/goal of this is to really build confidence, nurture them, show that you're a reputable brand, push multiple different reviews, showcasing different experiences. And again, like I said, confidence building. So be it showing before and afters, UGC, written reviews, taking screenshots of Facebook comments, whatever it is, just try and hit them with so much social proof they're like, right, I have to check this out. Now, angle, again, like I was saying here, it can be visual, so before and afters, review highlights, so just taking, making a collage of multiple reviews, maybe showing off some potential accolades or news articles or platforms that you've been featured in. And you can even go for more of like a creative angle here. So maybe tell a story about a customer that was in their shoes. They were unsure about the brand. They were searching around, and then they ended up discovering this product, and it changed their life, kind of thing. So you can really get creative with it. And then CTA, again, just simple shop now, no offer. And then to finish it off, a 2-day time delay before we then update exclude as false, at which point we can then carry on sending campaigns to them. Okay, now going on to some good examples of the site abandonment flow. So this first email here is the sort of general brand reviews email, and obviously each review is tied to a certain flavor of the product. So again, when someone reads this review and they go shop lemon perfect, they're of course going to land on that product page where hopefully they convert. So this is a really nice example. Next is the in email product quiz that I mentioned with the various paths. Now, of course, as you can see here, ask a question with some funny answers or cool answers, and all of them lead to a flavor that is made for that person. Because of course, in the food category, it's hard to decide on what flavor to go for, which one you'll like the best. So this is a way of sort of reducing that friction of someone deciding what's right for them. Again, this is another general brand reviews one. So each review is tied to a certain product. Same with this one here. So a nice little product description and benefits with a related review and a button to go through and shop the product. Again, a nice little hero image with the search bar. Again, sound a little bit like a broken record. This is a nice general brand reviews one. Another sort of in-email product quiz where it asks them a question. So need toothpaste that actually whitens, need a brighter smile in 30 minutes. And again, it has a relevant product with it. And then finally, this is sort of a general brand review with some statistics and things to support their claims. So that is the site abandonment flow in a nutshell. As you can see, it's super important to have because it, again, pushes more traffic down into those higher converting flows. So if you don't have the site abandonment flow and you have, high bounce rate or a lot of visitors that, don't show any kind of intent outside of being active on the site, you're losing thousands in the process. So if you need help setting up something like your site abandonment flow and all of your other flows and actually managing your email and SMS marketing strategy, then book a call using the link in the description of this video. You'll talk with me personally where we'll dive deep into your brand, look at what you're currently doing, what you can do with improving, and if there's room, we'll offer a free comprehensive audit where we'll tear down your entire strategy and give you a roadmap going forwards. So thank you for watching the video, and if you need help, book a call using the link below.